Like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, told him I'ma hit it out the stands. I deserve another 100 bands. I deserve another 100 fans. Told them this was always in the plans. I just did it cause they said I can. Blowing euros when I'm down in France. Labels asking how I build a brand. Told them put a check up in my hands. Still got time, no cap. Made a few checks, but they all in the raps. Had a few friends, but they suck in the past. I don't even trip when I'm thinking about that. Hopped in the whip and we all in black. Shawty wanna ride to the hop in the back. 0 to 100, seen a rap on the dash. They ain't catching up, dog, I'm moving too fast. I'm in the big leagues. Told them don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in a big league.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Listen, we are live here on Monday morning. This is a critical week in the NFL. You're going to get the deadline, which I believe is tomorrow at 4 p.m., for tagging players. So the Miami Dolphins, we will see if they tag anyone over the next 24 to 36 hours or whatever it may be. Y'all hit that like button, let your friends and family members know about the channel. We're about to talk free agency, what Miami may be doing. And listen, man, there's a lot of players coming off of the board already, and we'll talk about that and more. In the meantime, y'all hit that like button. Shout out to the mod squad in the building. Shout out to all the members of the channel. I know this is early in the morning. Usually I don't go live early anymore, but I saw an opportunity to go ahead and have a conversation with y'all and enjoy a good talk. I'm gonna drop the link as well so we can have a roundtable conversation if you want to come on and talk free agency with me this morning. I will be dropping the link eventually. But before I do, let's go ahead and get started. And yes, hit that like button. Hopefully this week we can get these notifications working. We shall see. All right. Salute to everybody in here, though. I see y'all stacking up, coming on in the room. But listen, let's go ahead and get started. So some of the big names that have been discussed lately. And number one, Amari Cooper, ladies and gentlemen. I know, Miami's linked to Amari Cooper. Miami's linked to Amari Cooper. Let's get something straight here, okay? There are 32 teams in the NFL. You can take the Dallas Cowboys out of it, so that's 31, because they're not going to pick up the player that they're expecting to cut, right? There's 31 teams. And I know at least 20 of them would love to have Amari Cooper services. The reality is, if we do get Amari Cooper, we be looking at getting a player on what many would say is an expensive deal. We'd have to pay him. We'd have to pay him greatly. Now, Amari Cooper is a receiver that's had 3 1,000-yard seasons in the last 3 years. That's great. That's a great wide receiver who makes plays. He's stayed relatively healthy. He's played many of the games each season. That goes a long way. He would definitely be a good addition for the Miami Dolphins. Now, I want to ask y'all in the comment section, what are Amari Cooper's strengths? What are his strengths? I'm just curious. I'm not saying nothing negative or anything, but what are Amari Cooper's strengths? You know, a lot of people say he's an elite receiver. They look at that 1,000, but what are his true strengths? You know, what makes Amari Cooper a great wide receiver? Somebody said hands. I agree. Somebody said running routes. I agree with that too. Okay. Speed. Okay. So route running, speed, hands. Okay. I mean, that's what you want in your wide receiver. That's what you want in your wide receiver. My thing is Amari Cooper really that ultimate short and intermediate guy, or is he that all around well-rounded wide receiver that does it all? I like to think Amari Cooper is that guy that does quite a bit of it all, and he's also a deep threat. I just personally feel like with the West Coast offense and how we're going to be running the offense, is he the best option for you? You know what I'm saying? It's like you can get a great wide receiver who does a lot of great things, runs deep routes and do all this and that, but if we're not going to be taking advantage of the deep game, is it really the best option for the Miami Dolphins? Now, I'm not saying that it's not. I'm not saying that it's not, okay? But what I'm saying is his game really predicated on just the short game? See, the thing I like to say about Amari Cooper is, since you have to worry about the deep ball with him, he's so great underneath in the short game because he threatens you deep, come back, cuts in, do all of that, and gets yards and makes plays. But what does that have to do with defenses if they don't respect our deep ball and they play everybody short? That's where they like I remember last year, a lot of people say, oh, when we get these great receivers, you know, we're going to be beating teams over the top. We're going to be doing this and doing that. Nobody in the NFL respects our deep ball. And I feel like, are we setting ourselves up to try to go after another wide receiver who's going to be limited in what he's able to do? Now, not what he's able to do. We know he could do these things, but what he'll be allowed to do? GG said middle of the pack wide receiver and inconsistent. Nah, I give him way better than middle of the pack, GG. I give him better than middle of the pack. But again, is Amari Cooper really a great fit for Tua Tagovailoa? Everybody just looks at the receiver and say he's great, so give him the Tua. Is that really the best option? Like I'm going to be honest with y'all. I would rather bringing a guy like Jarvis Landry back before I brought Cooper back. Just got to be honest. Because all this over-the-top stuff, guys who can stretch the field, when have we ever taken advantage of those opportunities? Well, TD, we haven't had guys that can stretch the field. No, miss me with that. We've had wide open guys deep, and we overthrew, underthrew, or just flat out didn't throw. And then when we finally connect, it's because they are wide open. I'm not knocking a Amari Cooper move. I just feel like with the money that you're going to pay for him, you're not even going to be able to utilize all the weapons that he can. You're not going to be able to utilize that full route tree that he can run. Because let's be honest, I mean, I think a lot of people have already come to the conclusion, players, coaches, everybody, that we have a quarterback who can't make all the throws. Who can't make all the throws. He can make a lot of throws, but he can't make all the throws. Somebody said 5 out of 7 seasons with 1K. Will he produce that again? Will he be able to produce another season of 1K? Landry never coming back. I know. I'm just telling you the type of receiver. Like, I want you to go get a receiver for Tua who's going to be deadly in crossing routes and deadly in just comebacks and in routes and out routes and slants. All the things that we know that he can execute. I just feel like when you got a receiver who potentially, who potentially throws a lot of, who can go deep and go get it, I don't think that we'll be maximizing his use. That's just my take on it. Shout out to Jason Simmons with the donation, said keep it up. Salute to you, homie. Appreciate that. Y'all hit that like button, all right? That's my take on Amari Cooper. I think us as Dolphin fans, we get so caught up on another good player, give him to us. Another good player, give him to us. But they got to fit the scheme. They got to fit what we're trying to do. And Amari Cooper is a guy who can play all 3 levels of the field. And at the end of the day, you're only going to be able to utilize about 2 levels with him. That's it. You're only going to really be able to utilize 2 levels with him. And yeah, of course, on an occasion, you'll get that 3rd level. I'm sure he'll be wide open, but yeah, you'll get it on occasions. Somebody said Amari can fit any scheme. No, I agree, but with what you're going see again, I want y'all to follow me on this. I agree with that. Amari Cooper can fit any scheme. It's like this, y'all. Let me give you an example. Receiver 1 can do everything, and they'll cost $20 million, just hypothetically, right? Receiver, like there's 3 things you can do. Receiver 1 can do 1, 2, and 3, and it'll cost you $20 million, right? Receiver 2 can do 1 and 2, and it'll cost you $15 million. Receiver 3 can only do 1, and it'll cost you $10 million, right? If your scheme is 95% 1 and 2, you still gonna go pay $20 million for the 1, 2, 3 guy? Or you gonna pay $15 million for the 1, 2 guy? So I'm not saying Amari Cooper can't fit the scheme. He can fit every scheme, but our scheme is a 1, 2 scheme. It ain't predicated on the 3rd option, like deep down the field, the 3rd level. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. So yes, you're correct. Amari Cooper can fit in any scheme, but are you going to pay the man for all 3 levels when we're only going to bring him in to do level 1 and 2? That's the point I'm making. So yes, he can fit any scheme, but you got to be wise. You got to be smart. You got to make the best use of your money. Is he the best use? Now, I know there's people going to be arguing with me. Oh, you hating. We'll be able to do all 3 levels. Okay. I hope so. I don't want to argue with people no more. I hope so. I hope we could do all 3 levels. That's the goal, of course. So that's where we are. That's where my thoughts are on the Amari Cooper move. Either way, you don't lose. But I feel like there are other guys that you could save money and get the same production based off of the scheme that we're going to be running. That's all I'm saying. And y'all got to understand anyway, it's going to be so much by committee. When you got Jalen Waddle, he's going to be the primary target anyway, even if you bring in Amari Cooper in. It's just the reality. Salute to Epps. Say respect, love all your hard work. I appreciate you, homie. That's my take on that. Amari Cooper, okay? So we'll see. I just think that he's going to be expensive. In order to get him, we're going to have to outbid about 10 other teams. And once again, and I've been telling y'all this for the longest, this is the funny part about my fellow Dolphin fans, right? We could throw names out there all we want. Who says he's going to want to play for Miami? Well, TD, there's stuff that came out say he's always been a Dolphin fan and X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. Again, when you got a guy like Amari Cooper, what's the one thing missing on his resume that he like to add on there? A Super Bowl, right? And this is why I tell you guys, when you got guys like Joe Burrow and stuff like that, who you think he's going to want to come to? Who do you think he's going to want to come to? You're going to have a lot of teams that, come on. I mean, and yeah, we can overpay. Then we got them. But how many people are we going to have to overpay for? God, oh. We out here talk about getting us a tackle, right? Oh, we need to go get one of the best tackles. Do y'all realize how much harder it's about to be to go find a tackle in free agency? You heard the Saints trying to figure out how they could finagle the deal to keep Armstead. And this morning, the Chiefs just came out and said they're planning to use the franchise tag on Orlando Brown. There goes 90% of y'all options that everybody been talking about. Armstead, Orlando Brown, or blah, blah, blah. There go 90% of the votes already gone. And then you got all these teams needing offensive linemen. And now we have to sit here and try to compete for the leftovers. Or are we going in the draft to take care of that? Wasn't that the main complaint? You can't have all these young players on the O-line? It's going to be very interesting. Somebody said, bro, are you educating or just bashing every possible option? True question. Yeah, let me answer that. I'm beyond educating. The reason why I'm educating is because there's too many unrealistic expectations in Dolphin Nation. It's not bashing to basically humble people. Give them a realistic expectation, because guess what? When we don't get the players they want, when we don't get, if we get outbid for a great tackle, you know what they're going to say? They're going to be complaining about the team. Oh my gosh, this guy was out there. Why couldn't you bid higher for him or get him? And it's time for Dolphin Nation to get realistic expectations. Stop wanting to be lied to. Not you per se. But see, so when we're getting lied to, we look at that as the positive, the great comment, the great content. But when somebody's being realistic and honest and giving you a realistic expectation, which isn't always flowers, sometimes it's gloomy, sometimes it's grim. We just, oh my God, that just hurts us. It's just the worst. I can't hear this. It's the truth, though. You either wait to be surprised and blame somebody or something because of your unrealistic expectations. I'm being realistic. So when I brought up Amari Cooper, I want a guy who can fit the system. I don't see what happens if we bring Amari Cooper in and we still don't get any deep shots and any success deep. And we're paying all that money. You know what we do then? We then say, Amari Cooper ain't worth all the money we brought him in for. He ain't doing none of that stuff he did in Dallas. That's what we run to. Instead of hearing the truth of our system is a 1-2 system. Very rarely will you see the third level executed. And Amari Cooper is a 1-2-3 level guy. So why would you bring a guy in for all that money and you're only going to use 66% of what he does well? That's not bashing. That's giving you a realistic expectation. Dolphin fans say they want Armstead, they want Brown. And there's factual news that came out. The Saints trying to structure deals to keep Armstead. And today the Chiefs come out and say they're going to franchise. They may franchise tag Brown. Our options are dwindling down. It's not negative. It's realistic. It's telling you what's going on. But why do we equate everything that we don't want to hear as negative? Look at the content in itself. Is what I just said in those three areas, are they factual? Are they factual? And if you come to the conclusion that yes, they're factual, then why do we want to associate the word negative into it? I'm giving you a realistic expectation. That's why I said something positive. I would rather bring in a guy like Jarvis Landry. He would fit what we're trying to do much better. I would even go see about trading for Cole Beasley with the Bills, because the Bills just gave him permission to seek a trade. Now, it's going to be very hard to get him because the Bills probably wouldn't want to trade him to us. But he's the type of guy doing all that underneath work. He's the ultimate Jakeem Grant that should have been. He would fit the system. He would come loose a lot underneath for Tua. He would be the ultimate weapon for Tua. That would be a move that would make Tua help him take a next step. Just because you said it's realistic doesn't make it factual. Okay, let's go with that. Just because I say it's realistic doesn't make it factual. Okay, it doesn't make it factual, but does it make it negative? Does it make it negative that I'm reporting that the Chiefs say that they're going to try to franchise Orlando Brown and the Saints say they're going to try to keep Armstead? Does that make it negative? Why don't you answer me that? Does that make it negative? Please answer that question. Please, some of y'all get out of your feelings. It doesn't make it negative. Great content, TD. Love the positive takes. I tried, man. It's these people in their feelings, man. But that's what you have, man. I'm just giving you the news, giving you realistic expectations. Trust me, I understand, though. This channel is a whole lot more successful if I lied to you. This channel would be a whole lot more successful if I lied to you. And I've taken a personal choice of not selling out on myself like that. I can sit here right now, man. I'm telling y'all, man, all we got to do, go get Amari Cooper. You know, Tua going to take that next step. I think he'll make the Pro Bowl next year. I think he'll make the Pro Bowl next year, man. And go get Amari Cooper. And then, you know, maybe go trade for Armstead. You know, I know the Saints, you know, they say they're going to try to keep him. But if we go give the right price, we can go get him. Give Tua that tackle. Man, he going to, bro, we might even go to the Super Bowl. Tua might be a Super Bowl MVP next year. The next day, I got 500 more subs. It's that easy. I can lie to you all you want me to and tell you what you want to hear. Did y'all see Tua with that medicine ball throwing it against the wall? Ooh, if you zoom in, you'll see a crack on the wall. Bro, he threw that medicine ball so hard to the wall. You got to look close. Pause the video and zoom in. He cracked the wall, man. I'm telling you, bro. Oh, my gosh, boy, they in trouble this year. Tua time. That's what they want me to do, y'all. That's what they want me to do all day, every day, so I can get rid of that label of negative. Oh, my gosh, man. It's crazy to me. And I didn't say nothing negative about the kid this morning. I'm just telling y'all really, because I ain't going to lie to y'all. The one thing I was happy about is they finally said what they said about the Watson thing. They closed the door. Finally, we can move on. Now we could sit here. At the end of the day, they've chosen to not go with a better chance. They want to go off of hope and develop Tua. You know what? If that's what they're going to do, I'm behind it. Let's go. Now, what do we need to do to make Tua great and get him everything he needs around him? That's what I'm about now. I'm not about sitting here moping and pouting about, oh, we're not getting Watson. I'm about they finally made their decision. Finally. So what do we need to make this decision work? And I'm just like, man, okay. I like Amari Cooper, but we can get more value and save money to put more around him because we're not going to be able to utilize his full bag. We're not going to be able to utilize his full game. Let's get him guys that can make Tua even greater doing what he does well at a cheaper price. Let's get the best O-lineman that we can find for Tua. I actually want us to do everything possible to build around Tua. I want the best O-line if we can, a great receiving core, make sure that run game is on point. I want the kid to, even if his numbers don't go up, but we win more games and we figure out a way to win with them. It's that simple. I want us to figure that out. So the crazy thing is that my Amari Cooper take, believe it or not, y'all, trust me, you don't have to believe it, but you can get cheaper receivers that caters to Tua, and that's going to be more productive than Amari Cooper in this system. I'm telling y'all. Y'all think just because he's a great receiver, that's all you need. I'm telling y'all. There's salute to the homie Dolphin #1. Just became a member of the channel. Salute, man. I appreciate that, and welcome to the family. Welcome to the family, all right? Somebody say Amari going to go to Rams. I don't know where he's going, but we need to go get Calvin Ridley and trade. That would be a great option as well. Let's go on to another note. JC Jackson. Man, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Ever since this JC Jackson news came out, I just feel like Miami has an opportunity to do something that nobody would ever expect. Y'all going to call me crazy when I tell y'all what it is, all right? If I were the Dolphins, I'd go pay JC Jackson in free agency. I'd go re-sign Emmanuel Ogbah. I would go get me the best linebacker that I possibly can. And when all of that is done, you're going to have probably about $30 million left. I'd go get me one offensive lineman and one receiver, and I would be done with free agency. Y'all hear me? Let me say that again. I would go sign JC Jackson. I would bring Ogbah back, and I would go get me one linebacker, a good linebacker in free agency. And then I'll go sign one lineman and one receiver, and I'd be done. What would that look like? I would have JC Jackson, Xavier Howard, Byron Jones, and Nick Needham on the team at the same time, at least for 1 year. Yes, all of them. And we could do it. I would have every single one of them on the team. I would have Byron and X on the boundary. I would put JC in the slot because that's where he started. And Needham in the slot as well, or as his backup. And I would keep Ogbah and bring in a linebacker. I would have the best defense in the NFL. I would get one lineman while the other ones are still developing, but one anchor at the right tackle position probably. And I would go get one receiver to help. And everything else I'll go get in the draft as a complimentary piece. I'm hoping that I have faith that Mike McDaniel can go get running backs by committee in the 3rd, 4th round and do all of that like he's done in the past. And I would keep a top defense and build for my offense to get gradually better. I would do it. One lineman, one receiver, J.C. Jackson, Ogba, and a linebacker, and I'm done with free agency. And then I'm going in the draft to get some more pieces for the future. Everything doesn't have to be done in 1 year. These offensive linemen that we have now, they still need an opportunity to develop. Another thing that nobody's talking about, I know that our O-line scored really bad on the season, but nobody's talking about the slight improvements that they made in the second half of the year. Nobody's discussing that. Nobody cares about that. Nobody's talking about the improvement that they made in the later stages of the year. May have not been the biggest improvement, but albeit gradual, and they got better. It was gradual and they got better. And they deserve an opportunity like anybody else to continue to get better. I wouldn't give up on Austin Jackson. They're not going to give up on Eichenberg. I will still continue to try to develop Kenley. Robert Hunt has been the bright spot. He's looked like he's earning his spot. And I would go get me a right tackle. I would go get me a right tackle, right, and then have him right next to Hunt, keep Dieter at center. And I'll continue to focus on working out that Austin Jackson, Liam Eichenberg connection on the left side. But at least Tua can see what's coming on that side. Plus, if we continue to successfully try to run the ball, that should alleviate some. I just think it's fair. And the crazy thing about Austin Jackson that we all forget, his rookie year, he looked really good before he got hurt. Austin Jackson actually looked really good before he got hurt. Then he got hurt. Then he didn't look as great for the rest of that season. And last year, he didn't have the best of a year. So we're going to say his career, that's it right there. I don't think they believe that. But we'll see. We shall see. $20 million for a slot corner? Absolutely. Because he's your future boundary corner. You're just in however you want to play it. But absolutely. It's the cost of having the best defense to where teams can't throw the ball on you. And I'm going to be quite honest with you. How else are you going to compete with Buffalo? I'm just curious. How else do you expect to compete with the Buffalo Bills unless you got a $20 million slot corner? I mean, come on. It ain't like Josh Allen was killing Xavier Howard and Byron Jones. I mean, Dolphin fans, let's just be honest for a second here. It's all about beating Buffalo at this point. I mean, let's call it what it is. It's all about beating the Buffalo Bills at this point. Simple. You got to be Buffalo. And I don't care if our offense is fixed. You ain't going to go from scoring like 17 offensive points to 35. I don't care what old lineman you bring in, what run game you bring in. If success for us would be going up to 25 points a game. That'll be a fixed offense. But you still ain't going to be able to keep up with Buffalo unless you got an extra corner. An extra corner. It's all about beating Buffalo. And at the end of the day, when you have one of the top defenses in the league and you can't keep up with their scoring and they still putting up look like 40 on you every game, we got to stop that. We got to stop living in this land of delusion thinking that if we fix our offense, that's all we need. You can fix your offense all you want. That still ain't going to stop Mahomes or Josh Allen. I mean, come on, y'all. We literally made the Chiefs turn the ball over 4 times and lost. We literally made Patrick Mahomes turn up. He threw 3 interceptions and they fumbled the ball once, and we still lost. So in the playoffs, when they play their clean game, you fixing your offense alone ain't going to get it done. The best place for anybody to start is on defense. You want the best defense, and the rest of it you want to gradually build on. We have an opportunity to literally have the personnel on defense that could be so nasty and still add a few pieces to the offense to help it gradually build. Because let me tell you this too. Truth be told, if Josh McDaniel is the offensive guru and genius that we all rave about him being, then why do we need to do anything on the offense? If like I want y'all to think about that. If Flores' issue was his inability to bring in a staff to coach these players up, y'all say we got the staff now, so we should be able to coach the same players up. We should be able to coach. And that in the better coach, which a lot of people are saying offensively, that's what should make the difference. This is what being told to us, that this is the offensive coach that you need. So then why you need to change much of anything on defense? I mean offense. Somebody said it's Mike McDaniel. Yeah, didn't you hear me correct myself? I said Mike McDaniels. I meant McDaniel. I said that, but you had to write it anyway. Mike McDaniels. How about that? I added an S because I wanted to. Get over it. McDaniels. Gosh. Listen, man. But if he's the coach, the offensive guru, then he should be able to make something out of the players that we have, because we said that's what the last coaching staff's issue was. But they're not going to say that. They're going to go get all the talent and then attribute it. Like, let's get this straight. This is something in the game of sports that kills me too. We're going to go get all the talent. We're going to go get top receivers, some top O-linemen. And if they look good, they're going to say, see what good coaching gets you? That's what they're going to say. And I'm going to say, that don't mean it's good coaching. You brought in better players. Oh, why you hating? Well, guess what? They haven't brought the better players in yet. Then why don't y'all call for them to keep these same players and show us how good of coaches they are? Let's see. But that ain't going to happen. And neither do these people want that to happen. And y'all, and this is the reality of it, man. We got to start telling the truth about this stuff, man. we'll down one person just to uplift another. No, call it what it is. Call it what it is. But yes, man, I would definitely go after JC Jackson. Or if you're not going to load the defense like that, again, let X walk and go get JC Jackson. Or if you really want to pay X that money and honor his deal, give him the money, go get JC Jackson, and then consider Byron Jones. See if you can get a good asset for him. It just doesn't make sense for you to pay him $12 million just to save $4, though. That just doesn't make sense to me. That's why I said I have all three of them for a year if I had to. And then save money next year. I would save money. I would be expecting that cap to be released next year. So you got many ways you can play this. You can give X a new deal that stretches out. You can go get JC Jackson, keep Byron, and it'll just be a 1-year thing. Then you'll get cap space back next year. And you can go any way. You can move on from Byron, who won't have as much dead cap next year. That would be, and then you still have X and JC Jackson. Or you can move on from X this year and bring in JC Jackson with Byron. You got options. My thing is, it just doesn't make much sense to get rid of Byron this year because you're paying him $12 million just to save $4. It doesn't make sense. I mean, they can do it, but it doesn't make much sense to me. Doesn't make much sense. At least trade him if you can, if you would do that. But that's if they can get JC Jackson. Once again, another player that we're all drooling over getting, but at the same token, who says he wants to come to Miami? This free agency is going to be so interesting, man. I want to see the level of free agent that we can attract without having to overpay. And if we do overpay, I still want to see what level of free agent we can attract. Somebody said, you're not the same no more. You're so bitter towards Tua and Dolphins. I'm not the same anymore. I'm not. Thank you for pointing that out. I'm definitely not the same. Being the same would be insanity of me. It would be insane to be the same. It would be insane. Every year, it's like loving my abuser. Slap me in the face. I love you, though. I have to stay the course. I have to be here with you. Slapped in the face again. Enough is never enough. I don't like it, but I have to be loyal to you. Slapped in the face. That's all it is. So no, I'm not the same. But it ain't because of Tua. Tua is one player out of 53 at the end of the year. He's not the reason I'm not the same. I'm not the same because this organization's continued decision-making that continues to fail. The decisions that this organization makes continues to fail us every year. Every year continues to fail us. She said, you hate Tua. Tua ain't worth hating. I mean, guys, why would I hate a guy that ain't worth hating? He's just not worth hating. You got to do something of substance for somebody to hate on you. You can't hate on nothing. I mean, you got, like, if this man was going to the Pro Bowl, leading rookies and numbers and second-year players and stuff, and I had the takes that I had, that would be hating. But you got to do something to be hated on. Tell me, what is it that I'm hating on? What is he doing that's making that I'm hating on? You have to do something of some level of success for to be hating on him. Like a lot of people don't understand that notion. You got to do something worth being hated on. You can't be bad and then say you got haters. Like, this don't make sense. They ain't hating on you. They just telling you what you are. You're hating on YR. I don't know what he said. You're hating on your hate for him. I don't get what you wrote. I don't get what you wrote. But you gotta like accomplish something for somebody to hate. Hate is when somebody's doing something that's undeniable, but you still trying to find a way to down them. Can you please tell me what Tua's doing that's undeniable? Hate is when you're literally doing something and somebody's still trying to deny you of that. Please tell me what he's doing. Some of y'all with these terms of, oh, you hating and stuff, that's y'all comeback when you can't win an argument. You can't even come on the stream and articulate what the kid does well. That everybody else ain't pretty much doing in the league. TD hates on Josh Allen. Thank you. That's an example of hating. Josh Allen out here proving it for the last few years. Hopefully ain't no Buffalo Bill fans in here. Josh Allen out here doing things for the last few years, and I still can't find a way to give him his flowers. That's hating. Because he a Buffalo Bill, and I hate them. Okay? I don't like them. I hate them. That's what you call hating. All right? Tua has a better regular season record than Herbert and Burrow. So, in other words, you're saying that the Dolphins have a better regular season record the last 2 years than the Bengals and Chargers. Is that what you're trying to tell me? You see how I did that? That's what really makes sense. All y'all coming with that, he has a better record. No, the Dolphins have a better record than the Chargers and the Bengals regular season. That's what that is. That's what that is. And some of y'all live in this delusional football world. Like, why don't you be honest about football in general? Sitting here making it seem like win and losses are quarterback stats. Y'all hold on to whatever you can to try to make him look better. Because I'm trying to understand if he has a better record, then why he ain't get his team in the playoffs. And I'm the one to tell y'all, if Tua never got hurt, we would have been in the playoffs. We would have been in the playoffs. If Tua never got hurt this year, not last year. Last year, his first year, heck no. Matter of fact, he probably should have played a few less games and we might have made it. But this year, had he not got hurt, we would have been in the playoffs. I believe we definitely would have been in the wild card. Tua is a playoff quarterback. With a good defense, of course, right? I keep telling y'all that. You can go to the playoffs with Tua. You can go to the playoffs with Tua Tagovailoa if he stays healthy and your defense is good. You can go to the playoffs with him. He's a playoff caliber quarterback. But what you do in the playoffs is what will ultimately determine who he is. If we make the playoffs this year, people are going to think, see, I told you we could. You ain't telling me nothing. We should have made it the last 2 years. Last year, we should have made it with him. You're not telling me nothing if we make it this year. It's what you do in the playoffs. And this is where I get scared that people are going to be confused. If we make the playoffs and we lose in the first round, well, you got to take it one step at a time. No. We should have been a playoff team last year. Had he not got hurt, we would have went to the playoffs. And if we go to the playoffs this year and get a 1-round exit, that's not improvement. Well, we made it this time. We should have made it last year. Think about it. Come on, y'all. If Tua would have played the full season, even his biggest haters should be able to admit we should have made the playoffs last year. We should have made the playoffs if he was healthy. I've never had me and Em talk about this all the time. I've never had a question on whether we can go to the playoffs with Tua. I just don't think that we could do anything successful in the playoffs with them. Wait, I do you one better. Jalen Hurts is a playoff quarterback already. Listen, again, these win-losses aren't a QB stat. If you made the playoffs 9 times out of 10, it wasn't because of your QB. Now, I will give Joe Burrow credit, though. He willed his team not only in the playoffs. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, in the playoffs. He willed his team. Because win-losses I never attribute to a quarterback, but I will tell you, his EPA was probably one of the highest in the NFL. And that's your impact on scoring in a game, by the way, which our quarterback has the lowest EPA in the NFL, which is your impact on scoring plays. So it has nothing to do with an O-line blocking. It don't have nothing to do with any of those. It has only to do with that quarterback's ability to impact the play for its scoring potential. Lowest in the NFL. Advanced stats that nobody really wants to pay attention to. They traded Fitz, shaking my head. That's why we didn't make it to the Super Bowl. I don't know what he's talking about. Tua should have been a team captain last year. Well, hopefully he's a team captain this year. I hope he's a team. He's going to be a team captain this year. If we had an opportunity to make bets, I would bet anybody that Tua would be a team captain this year. I would bet anybody that Tua will be the team captain this year. Tua could get worse, and he's going to be a team captain this year. He will definitely be a team captain. With all the controversy from last year, he will definitely be a team captain. No question about it. I don't care if he has 0 votes. The coach is going to say that he had the most. Team captain. You cannot have that type of level of controversy again. You can't. You cannot have that level of controversy again. Why was no other good starter a team captain, not just Tua? I'm not sure what you're talking about. I mean, almost every team starter in the NFL is a captain unless you done played 20 plus years and you don't care and you want to give it to the younger guys. Almost every single quarterback in the NFL was a team captain unless you're a 20-year guy who wants to give it to the young guys. You might be lucky to find me 1 or 2 that aren't. Yet, unless there was some young quarterback controversy and they didn't know who the starter was going to be. I don't know. Who do you all blame for us not making the playoffs? I blame Brian Flores for us not making the playoffs last year. I always told y'all somebody got to answer for the 1-7 start. And at the end of the day, whoever was the fault in that staff, it still falls on the head coach at the end of the day. 1-7. Had to pay for that. We were a playoff team last year. I mean, I want y'all to really think about it. You could have went 2-6 and you made the playoffs. You could have went 2-6 and would have made the playoffs. But you went 1-7, and that one was the first game of the season. You lost 7 straight. No, it is what it is. I did have an issue with Brian Flores in that run. Now, I know we went on a run after that, but again, y'all, it's just like I always tell y'all, it's just like the debate with LeBron and Jordan, right? People say, oh, LeBron had the biggest comeback in history, down 1-3, came back and won. But Jordan never let it get to that. You see what I'm saying? People want to put more credit on the comeback than the guy who never let it even happen, never even needed to come back. It don't make sense. For the record, coming back down 1-3 is not more impressive than never putting yourself in that position. Never putting yourself in that position. Then you had help along the way. Draymond Green gets suspended a game, all kind of stuff. No. Oh, Jordan had the biggest comeback. I mean, LeBron had the biggest comeback in series history. Jordan never even allowed it. Well, he was the underdog. Which one's harder? Winning as an underdog or being the dominant force? Being the dominant force is the more impressive thing, not the underdog winning. I mean, people got it all messed up. So, no, I didn't care about that comeback. Oh, yeah, we had a great second half of the year. Should have never put yourself in that position to begin with. Truth be told, we could have been a 12-13 win team. Come on, somebody. Them first freaking, them 1-7. Come on. You could have went 4-4. Y'all realize we'd have won 12 games? So, yes, I'm sorry. I really did blame Brian Flores for that 1-7 start. I was not happy about it. I didn't think he would get fired when we came back the second half, but he did. It is what it is. But he is the reason we didn't make the playoffs, in my opinion. My opinion, he was sabotaged by Boyer to some degree in that 1-7. Well, here's the deal. The last 2 years, nobody's acknowledging an important piece. The defense has started out trash for the last 2 years for the first 7 games, both years. Not the first 7 in the first year. It was like the first 5. But this year, the first 7 games, the defense started out trash. But nobody's acknowledging the fact that our secondary was hurt both years. The first year, everybody knew because Byron Jones got hurt. Last year, Byron and X were injured in the first half of the season. That's why they played a lot of zone too. They were injured. They were nursing injuries. Nobody talks about that. This is well documented and everybody knows it. They were on the injury report every week, but they played through it. And when they finally got 100% healthy, then we went to what we know and we start dominating. But nobody mentions that. So there is a part of me where I do understand why we were losing, but 1-7 still. Regardless, you got to find a way to get at least 2 more victories than that. Give me 3-5. Give me 3-5 at least. 1-7 wasn't going to kick it for me. And we can go to Boyer and say he should have did this and did that, but who's ultimately responsible? The head coach. It is what it is. Brian Flores got to own that. Too many games I feel like we should have won, even though Tua was hurt. And if Tua was there, I believe there's at least 2 games I could point to that we definitely would have won. But I am a little upset that Tua, we didn't win that Jags game. That's a little bothersome to me, even with Tua. But that's neither here nor there. Whatever. Don't Flo deserve to be fired for OC firing every year? He was going to have a new OC this year if he was still head coach. I don't like Jay. I see what you're saying, because at some point you got to be held accountable to get it right. Find the guy, right? But this is where I kind of disagree with that. I don't have a problem with firing him every year. You keep firing them until you get the right person. What I'm saying is, it's not easy to bring in great coaches. It's not easy. Who's our OC this year? What, we're going to automatically say that we're going to be great on offense? That's another thing. And again, here's my disclaimer, not being negative, but let's not sit here and act like the OC we brought in is supposed to guarantee success. Let's not do that. We don't know what our offense is going to look like this year. It might struggle again. We don't know. What y'all need to understand is, I don't care if we go from 30th to 24th, still struggling, but there was improvement. I get that, but it's still struggling. My thoughts are, if you ain't top 14, you struggling. On any side of the ball, if you're not top 14, you're struggling. Because I'm sorry. I mean, you can look at Chan Gailey. Chan Gailey gave us the best offense that we've had in, I forgot what year it was to be exact, but it was like 20 years or something. I forgot what it was. I got to go back and look. 15 years or something like that. He gave us the best offense we had. So that was improvement, but it still wasn't good enough. Yeah, 1986. I was just going, I knew it was more. I was just throwing out 15 to 20 just in case I was wrong. I knew I would be right on 15 and 20. I just ain't remember the year. And some people won't even acknowledge that today, ladies and gentlemen. Some people still, no, it couldn't have been. Chan Gailey gave you the best offense we've had since 1986. Through the whole Marino era. You ain't gonna believe that. You wouldn't believe it. But we took a number 2 on him too. We boo-booed on him because Tua didn't have success in that. Sean said people look to you for positivity. Well, tell them look no more. The only people I want to look at me is truth. I want people to look at me for truth. I'm done being the face of, I go to get my positive takes. I want to go to TD. I'm going to go to him to get lied to. No, I've changed my whole demeanor. I want you to come to me for truth. I want you to come to me for truth. I don't want to be the face of lying to you no more to make you feel better. If you want to know the truth, this is where you need to come. TD not a homer no more. I'm not. Being a homer gets you nowhere. Where are my Dolphin fans for the last 20 years? Raise your hand. You all should be able to agree with this. Being a homer gets you nowhere. Matter of fact, it causes you more pain than pleasure. You are the face of the team on here. Exactly. So I'm going to be honest and truthful so we can start calling it what it is. We can start calling it what it is, telling the freaking truth. I don't want to be the face. I started this channel as the face of positivity. Green as can be, just loving my team, and I still love my team, but I love them so much that it's time to start being honest about them because we want them to get better. It's like a drunk sitting here just keep lying to themselves and justifying why they can have another drink. I ain't a drunk. I just like to drink a lot. No, it's time to have a serious conversation. Sit you down in that circle for that intervention. Hi, my name is TD, and I'm a Dolphins fan. Hi, TD. Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh, man. Somebody said, TD, your Christmas tree still there? LOL. It's not still here, actually. My Christmas tree. You know what? I'm about to show you something, bro. This is what's funny. He said your Christmas tree still there. It's not. It's not. See? It's not still there. I am actually on a green screen because I took my setup down, and because for my all sports channel, you know how they be like, oh, that's a green screen. That ain't real. This is the first time it actually is a green screen. I took my setup down and I'm redoing it in my office. So until I'm finished with it, I said I'll just use the green screen, but I'm trying to create a setup for my all sports channel as well because I want that to take off. Gotta, carry my dreams. It's so funny, man. You should see how many people message me in my videos, be talking about, oh, I can't follow you no more. I can't believe you're going to talk about all sports. This is the world we live in, y'all. This is the world we live in. People can sit there and take the time to hear you talk about your dreams, but since it ain't what they want, they don't like you anymore. So that's why, and I'm gonna be honest, that's another reason why I don't care anymore. I don't care. I'm not going to sit here and lie to people and make them feel better just to be let down. Nah, you're going to get every bit of the truth from me. I ain't lying to nobody. It is what it is. I ain't lying to nobody. Some people can't even be happy for you following your own dreams. So, nah, I'm straight. I'm unsubscribing to you. I can't believe you have an all sports channel. Dang, how is that hurting you? TDPHINSTALK is still right here. How does that hurt you? Because I talk all sports. It's amazing, man. TDPHINSTALK, go get your money, bro. Exactly. I got 5 kids, man. Hey, man, and y'all hit that like button. And by the way, go subscribe to TD Sports Talk. We've added 200 subscribers last week alone. If you want to go over there and support the channel as well, please do so. Let me see here. I'm gonna put the link in the comment section because I know we got 259 people in here right now. Y'all give me a second. I'm gonna drop the link real quick. Copy. Let me put it in the comment section. Here's the link. I just dropped it. Y'all go subscribe to TD Sports Talk. We almost had 2,000 subs. And I do shows over there talking about everything, NBA and NFL. So come through. We're going to start having panel shows over there as well. So make sure y'all check it out. And I appreciate everybody who's been very supportive over there. These are the infant stages. We have like 30, 40 people on our streams, but it's still fun. Like it used to be on this channel when we had just a few people and, everybody, added value instead of hating in the comment section all the time. So we want to bring a lot of that energy over there as well. All right. It doesn't change. TDPHINSTALK is still going to be the same channel, still providing content. A lot of people ask me, hey, TD, why haven't you been live on TDPHINSTALK last week much? There ain't been much to talk about. Just a whole bunch of free agent possibilities that may not even be Dolphins and us drooling over the potential. Oh, I heard that we getting Amari Cooper, and 8 other YouTubers in their team been saying the same thing. So what do I usually do when moments like this happen? I let it all pile up, and then we had a conversation, and we just did. So what's up, EM? Salute to the homie in here. So that's what we're doing right now, having a conversation about all those free agents. I'm not finna be talking about no combine when 99% of the players that were raved about in the combine will not be Miami Dolphins. They will not be Miami Dolphins. Oh, this guy ran a 4.2. Good for him. He probably going to the freaking Saints or something like that. Who knows? The Colts or something. It's just how it works, man. I like to deal in what we actually do. And whenever we have all this news about potential, I let it pile up and then I talk about it. So like I said, I don't try to just come to y'all and go live just for clicks and stuff, just to say I did another stream. All right. So this week we'll be talking about, the franchise tag tomorrow, who got tagged, who didn't. They said Emmanuel Ogbah is not expecting to get tagged, which makes me concerned that we may not be able to retain him in Miami. Let me see here. Let me get that off. Gesicki, though, they're talking about tagging Gesicki. It's still not making sense. Do the Dolphins think if they do tag Gesicki, do they think they're going to be able to get him on the tight end tag? Maybe they know something we don't, and they may be able to get him on the tight end tag. If they get him on the tight end tag, I can see bringing in Gesicki on the tag if you get him for tight end money, because it's just 1 year and you get to see what you know in Tua. I think people misconstrue truth talk versus rooting. I know you still want them to do well. You're just not sugarcoating. I love my team. I want to win a Super Bowl. But I'm also going to sit here and tell you what it is, man. What I agree with and what I don't. What I love and what I don't. Maybe they are tagging and then giving a contract. I don't know. It's just not adding up. It's not adding up. Because I think Gesicki is still going to take that route of, no, I'm a wide receiver. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how it goes. Gesicki is probably Greer's best pick ever. Wow. Maybe Gesicki is willing to take the tag for the team. When have I ever heard of somebody willing to take the tag? Ain't nobody want the tag. Nobody wants the tag. Nobody wants the tag. Nobody. Now, mind you, if they bring back Mike Gesicki, then they brought back a receiver. They're still gonna need tight ends. They're still gonna need tight ends. It's gonna be an interesting next few days. Now, I got a question for y'all, because the Cowboys aren't only looking to release Amari Cooper, but also DeMarcus Lawrence. Let me ask y'all a question, my football scholars. Why are the Cowboys looking to release Amari Cooper and DeMarcus Lawrence? Why are they looking to release Amari Cooper and DeMarcus Lawrence? Cap space? Why they got cap issues? Somebody said Amari too much money. What you think you gonna happen if he come to Miami? So they too expensive. What you think you finna get him on a discount? If that was the case, they would have restructured their deal where they are. They signed Dak and Ezekiel Elliott. And we got breaking news, I believe. The Denver Broncos have officially made a massive trade offer for Aaron Rodgers, according to sources. If this is true, I am telling y'all now, that means Rodgers told them that he would be willing to go to them. If this is true, then Rodgers probably said that he would be willing to go there. That's something that's just dropping. That Denver Broncos have offered a massive trade offer for Aaron Rodgers. I can't wait to get more details on this. My only issue with all of this, y'all, man, these dogs are coming to the AFC. If Aaron Rodgers ends up in Denver, man, these dogs are coming to the AFC, man. Can y'all imagine that happening and then say maybe a Watson coming to the AFC too? It's crazy, man. Watson going to the Saints. With what cap? What? Talk about he going to the Saints. With what money? With what money will the Saints be able to make that happen? They out here trying to move money just to figure out how to get close to the cap area. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. TD, did you hear about Giuseppe didn't invite Tua to his wedding? And that ain't a big deal, man. I know people blow it out of proportion. You know, I know it's funny, but Ryan Fitzpatrick went to the wedding. He was there having fun with Giuseppe. Maybe him and Tua ain't close like that. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that. Maybe Ryan Fitzpatrick was his guy. They hit it off and they got real close. It's that simple. Maybe that's what it was. That ain't a knock on Tua. He's just that Giuseppe and Fitz hit it off. We all knew Giuseppe and Fitz, they had a great connection. Giuseppe loved when Fitz was the QB. That's why I also be telling y'all all this fake stuff from Giuseppe about Tua and all that, man. This man is up for a contract. Tua was too busy golfing to attend. Y'all stop, man. I ain't trying to get on Tua right now. I ain't trying to get on Tua right now. I mean, I ain't making no big deal out of that, man. And I'm gonna be honest, Tua probably got an invite. He just probably was busy and couldn't make it. I mean, it may have been something that simple. It's not a case of blah, blah, blah. I mean, we don't know, man. But I know that Giuseppe loved him some Ryan Fitzpatrick. TD Tua was at Giuseppe's wedding. That tweet was cap. Oh, okay. Well, he was there then. Either way, congratulations, Mike Gesicki, on getting married. Congratulations. Parker did too. It is what it is, man. Listen, y'all. We got 260 in here. Let me see here. What I'm going to do, because I was going to drop the link, what I'm going to do instead, because if Ogbah test free agency, Zadarius Smith is looking like a really good option for us if he gets released. If he gets released. We got to wait to see who all gets released. That's why this week is going to be huge. This week is going to be huge. All right, man. I was going to drop the link to have a roundtable, but instead, what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to, because I need to go live on TD Sports Talk, because it's a lot that I need to talk about. A lot of the stuff that we just talked about, a lot of NBA stuff. So if you're interested in having like open discussion, roundtable forum and stuff, then there's the link to the All Sports channel, because in about 20 minutes, I'm going to go live on the All Sports channel. And we're going to break down a lot of that stuff. And then I'm going to drop the link so y'all can come on and we can chat it about this Dolphin stuff and other stuff all around the NFL and the NBA. So there's the link to the All Sports channel. If you want to go subscribe, in about 20 minutes, I'll be live over there. I'll be honest with y'all, some stuff happening in the stock market. I need to move some stuff and buy some extra stuff from what I'm seeing. So I need to go take care of that, get this cash. Absolutely. But anyway, love y'all, appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to TD FinStalk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. I'll be live coming up next on TD Sports Talk, TD Stock Talk. No, I don't talk stocks, but if y'all ain't making money right now, y'all tripping in. But anyway, make your money. I every chance I get, I try to. All right. TD got Russian stock. No, I don't have Russian stock. But as soon as they open it up to get it, I'm gonna be buying all of it. Soon as they say, you could buy it again, because all of it's tanked down in the dirt. You think this thing gonna last forever? You don't think a year or 2 years from now they ain't gonna be right back to normal trading? Stock that was $25 last week is now $2. Come on, man. See, this is where people mess up. Sit you $1,000 in that $2 stock, and then you get 12 times your money. You get 12 grand. Go buy you a second or third car, a little something. This is that simple. Sometimes it's literally that simple. Go pay attention to what's dropping like crazy. And if it's dropping due to something that's happening in the world, ask yourself, is this going to last forever? And is it going to ever get back to normal? If your answer is yes, maybe you should get into that stock. Didn't it drop? You better buy. Yeah, I went to go buy, and then they said you're unable to buy because they took it off of the market because of the sanctions. So whatever point they ever lift them sanctions, man, people crazy, man. You better TD FinStalk, don't support Russian companies. You think I'm supporting Russian companies? If I buy their stock at $2 and it goes up to $25 because everybody else supporting it and I sell it, that ain't me supporting it. That's me taking money from them. I mean, come on. That ain't supporting them. That's taking money from them. Just made 12 times my money off y'all. Peace. Come on, man. There's different ways to look at stuff, man. You can make the money elsewhere. I'm not holding. I plan on getting in and selling. Listen, man, I'm bringing that money right back to USA. Man, you better go, man. Man, go get your cash, man. These people ain't worried about you. Anyway, man, we'll talk about all that craziness another time, man. This TD FinStalk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. I'll be live in about 16 minutes. I'll be live in about 16 minutes on TD Sports Talk, all right? See y'all later. See you soon. Go subscribe to TD Sports Talk if you want to go hang out over there and talk all sports. That's what we do. See you soon. Peace. I'm out.